I spent years living all the way in the box, afraid to step out, afraid to truly grab hold of my dream. And now I am breaking through, and I invite you to join me.
Your breakthrough starts now. Coming up on today's show, get ready to be inspired and transformed with our featured guests. Find out what's trending and get advice on life's daily challenges with Erica's top tips of the day. All of this and so much more coming up. So stay tuned. This is your one-stop shop for inspiration. The Erica Latrice Show. And now, here's your host, Erica.
Hello and welcome to the Erica Latrice Show. This is your one-stop shop for inspiration. Let me tell you, if you are in need of some motivation, some encouragement today, if you're ready to keep going like you've never done before, today's episode is all about moving forward. How to keep moving forward even when it feels like things are coming up against you, even when you feel like maybe you're tired and you're doing all of that work in vain. I promise you it's going to pay off. And my special guests in the Be Inspired Cafe today are the epitome of what I'm talking about today. So our first guest coming up is Tamika Carpenter. Tamika has a powerful message to help you overcome, keep going, and start a business in the process. And our other guest in the Be Inspired Cafe, Michael Best, is an absolute powerful example of what it means to keep moving forward. So all of that and so much more is coming up on today's show. I'm encouraging you right now, join the conversation. Today's giveaway is something that you want to be a part of, and all you got to do is comment. So my first question to you is, what does it mean to keep moving forward? When you hear moving forward, when you hear keep going, what does that mean to you? We're going to take a short break, and that's your time to actually share your answer to that question. And when we come back, I'm jumping straight into our top tips of the day, our Be Inspired Cafe, grab your cafe. I got my coffee in my favorite cup and all of that. So I'll be right back. And get your copy of my all-new book, Finish, where you can transform your life and get projects done in as little as 7 days. Go to ericalatrice.com. Welcome back. It is time for our top tips of the day. And today's message is all about moving forward. In fact, not just moving forward, but keep moving forward. And I just want to share with you just a couple of pieces of inspiration and encouragement if you're in a place right now where you feel like your past is determining your future. And that's actually my first tip for you today. It doesn't matter what you did, quite honestly, a few hours ago, yesterday, 10 weeks ago, 10 years ago. Every day that you have breath in your body is an opportunity to start fresh. And so I just want to encourage you today to start embracing every moment. There's a song, and I can't remember who it's by, so no copyright. But it says, there's a line in the song that says, I wish somebody would have told me that someday these would be the good old days. And I love that quote because a lot of times we can get so focused on the mistakes that we've made. We can get so focused on what's not going right. We can get so focused on so many different things fighting for our attention that we miss the opportunity that each breath holds. We miss the opportunity that each day holds. So if you learn nothing else from today's episode, I hope that you would learn that your past is simply shaping you for what you're destined to do in the future. The second tip that I want to give to you with keep moving forward is literally to celebrate the wins. Celebrate every tiny, small win. Because a lot of times when we have this big picture, we have this big idea of success, we think that things will be amazing when fill in the blank happens. We can lose sight of the small wins along the way. And I know even with starting my show, even with many of the things that I do now, there was a time where this was a distant dream. This was something on a goal list. This was something on a checklist. And I know at times we can feel like the progress maybe is not happening as fast enough, or it's not filling us up to the level that we expected. But I'm telling you, if you can just keep going, if you can keep moving forward, some of the things that you're thinking about that's going to happen 6 months from now, a year from now, they're contingent on the actions that you take today. So that is my quick tip for you today. Keep moving forward. Speaking of moving forward, I'm going to jump into the Be Inspired Cafe in just a moment with our special guest, Tamika. Tamika has a story that literally is of overcoming and stepping out. And speaking of stepping out, if you are someone, if you have a daughter, if you are a woman, our sponsor for today's episode is Dr. Sharita Weatherspoon. And I just want to shout her out right now with her new anthology, Love Letters to My Girls. This book right here is packed with messages of healing, messages of overcoming. It's such an incredible project of over 100 women coming together with a message for young Black girls and young women. So if that resonates with you, check out today's sponsor, Love Letters to My Girls. I just want to say a big thank you to them. And you can go to loveletterstomygirls.com to get your copy. We'll be right back. Birthed out of an idea for her own daughter, Dr. Sharita's vision has now turned into a movement. This wasn't just for her daughter. It was for other sisters and daughters around the world. The Love Letters to My Girls anthology is a book by Black women and girls, a collaboration of more than 100 women coming together to write letters to inspire, uplift, motivate, and empower the sisterhood. These stories bring you lessons and healing for those worn by their experiences as a Black woman in this world. Get your copy at loveletterstomygirls.com.
Get ready for all new episodes of the Erica Latrice Show. You can join me weekdays at 2 o'clock Eastern across social media at Erica Empowers. That's Erica spelled like America. If you have a message that you want to share on the show, email us right now at info@ericalatrice.com or visit online at ericalatrice.com/be on the show.
All right, welcome back. As promised, it is time for the Be Inspired Cafe. And our first guest today in the Be Inspired Cafe is Tamika Carpenter. She is a mother. She is an entrepreneur. She is an overcomer. And she is teaching other women how to step out in business and move beyond the blocks of their past. So welcome with me into the Be Inspired Cafe. Tamika, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, I'm excited to have you because I feel like your story is the epitome of what it means to take those blocks, to take those obstacles and turn them into stepping stones. So can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and how it is that you got to the place that you're in now, reaching back and helping others to launch?
Absolutely. So I'm the automation queen. I do systems and automation. So I help entrepreneurs, business owners, just upscale their business, grow their business with systems and process. But it didn't start there. I was this, single mom, raising children at the time. I have 5 now. 3 have special needs, ages 3 to 19. And it just started from me having to deal with, losing my kid's father to incarceration and, just doing it by myself, building an amazing platform, an amazing business to hold myself and my family afloat. Like it's been a struggle, but at the same time, it's been rewarding for me and my family.
Yes. So to be part of your story that I love is that you went through something that some people can relate to, some people can't. But a lot of times when we go through things, we can allow it to become a label. We can allow it to be the reason that we can't overcome. And you've done the opposite. You're like, because of these things, I now do this. So you actually have a heart for those who have been incarcerated, a heart for the spouses of those or family members of those who have they're taking on this role as the head of their household, sometimes unexpectedly. So can you tell us just a little bit about your passion in that area and why it means something to you to help other people dealing with that?
Honestly, I have a passion for it because I was that woman. I was that girl, making those visits, making sure, my kid's father was good, still holding down the fort, making sure, my kids still had that relationship with their father and still trying to, just stay afloat. It's not easy by any means. So I understand when people say, I'm going through it. I'm alone. You're not alone. I thought I was alone at one point in time, but I met so many amazing women through the process of, just having, my kid's father, incarcerated and just going through the whole journey, meeting new people, just exploring what else is out there. It doesn't have to be a means to an end for you because it wasn't for me by any means.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to someone that maybe they're going through something similar, or they feel like because of their past, or because of mistakes that they've made, or because of pain that they've suffered, that they can't keep going? What tips would you give to someone to keep pushing despite what you may have gone through?
Honestly, what I would tell people is take your pain and turn it into something greater. Like I took my anger, I took my pain, I took my guilt and frustration, and I turned it into me being an entrepreneur, building a legacy for my children. That's what kept me going. Knowing that I didn't want them to live the life that I was living, knowing that I didn't want them to be like, have a no, I guess, no ends. You know what I mean? So like at the end of the day, like I would tell you, like if you're in that situation, or if you have gone or know anyone in that situation, like just pray. Like just pray and just keep pushing forward through
Yes.
everything. Honestly.
Amen. Mic drop on that. Prayer can change some things. Because when we get to that place where it feels like it's out of our hands, I would say even before you get to the place that it feels like it's out of your hands, where we feel like there's nothing else I can do, pray. Because you make connections, you will find that God will show up in ways that we least expect it, for doors to open. So I'm going to bring you back in just a moment for our final thoughts. But before we do that, can you tell us just a little bit about what you have going on and how you've been able now, to work with people, helping them to literally rebuild, no matter where they're at, and start stepping out in their purpose?
So pretty much what I have going on is called Women on the Rise Consulting, where I help women, rebuild their foundation through entrepreneurship. But I also have a foundation called the Locked Up Love Initiative Project, which help women, with self-care, mindset, just helps them have that supportive community and that supportive outlet. Because I wish when I was going through what I was going through, I had that support system, that sisterhood. So I have a lot going on for women out there that feel like they can't go on. It's an end for them. It's not. I'm here to tell you, I am like your saving grace. And we can do this together.
I love it. And we're going to take a short break. When we come back, or actually, can you share with us your website so that we can connect with you too?
So my website is women, WOMEN, on the rise consulting.com.
I love it. So we're going to bring Tamika back, and we're going to take a short break. When we come back, none other than Michael Best is here in the Be Inspired Cafe, and he is wrapping up the exact topic that we're talking about: what it means to keep moving forward, what it means to be an overcomer and not give up. So right now, my challenge to you, to join the conversation, is to answer this question: has there ever been a time where you experienced a setback, where you experienced a trial and you felt like it was a sign to quit, but you didn't? You felt like it was a sign to quit, but you didn't. Share that in the comments, and I will be displaying our winner for today's show in just a moment. If you are interested in sponsoring, you can reach out, but I just want to shout out to loveletterstomygirls.com. It's a new anthology for supporting today's episode. We'll be right back.
If you're watching this, so are your potential clients. I'm excited to announce an all-new season of the Erica Latrice Show. It's coming up right now, and we're looking for featured guests as well as sponsors. If you want to be a success supporter of this show, connect with our team right now by emailing info@ericalatrice.com to get more information, or just support the mission of Be Inspired, to empower and inspire people all around the world with a message of hope and encouragement. Our mission is to bring you uplifting news and talk to encourage and share a platform for those who have a powerful message and looking for a place to share it. If you want to partner with the Erica Latrice Show, you can do so by emailing info@ericalatrice.com or visit ericalatrice.com/sponsor so that you can be a success supporter of this inspirational movement.
All right, welcome back. It is time for our next guest in the Be Inspired Cafe. He is truly the epitome of what it means to overcome. He has an incredible story. I'm not going to mess his story up. I want him to be able to do it justice. So welcome with me into the Be Inspired Cafe today. Michael Best, how are you doing today, Michael?
I'm doing good, Miss Erica. How you doing today?
All is well. I feel so old when he says Miss Erica. I feel so anxious. But yes, so can you tell us? I just first want to start with tell us just a little bit about yourself and how you got to the place that you're in today, where you've made it your mission to go back and encourage other people to not fall trap or fall victim to the similar things that affected you in your life.
Well, my name is Stephen Michael Best. I'm from New Bern, North Carolina. I was addicted to drugs for over about 10, 12 years of my life. And it actually just took everything from me. It took everything I had as far as my car, apartment, job, girls, clothes, everything. So I reached rock bottom. So it was either keep going through that and end up in jail or die or get my life together. So that's what I chose to do, get my life together. It wasn't easy.
And I love how a lot of times people can see what you're doing now. People on the other side of things and feel like, well, it was easy for you, or you had support, or you had this, you had that. What would you say? What's one of the most common maybe misconceptions or most common myths that people see when they see you come out of this and not realize that it's been a struggle to get to this point?
People see how I am now. They don't see where I was 6 months ago when I was homeless at the Raleigh Inn, looking crazy in the face, looking like a fiend. They didn't see all the times when I was lying and robbing people close to me just to get high or hurting my mother. Every time the news came on, my mother worried about if she was going to see her son up there. They didn't see all the hurt and the pain that I was causing. So it's easy to look at things now and think that I'm doing well and stuff like that. But it took me to go through turmoil and a lot of pain to get to where I'm at now. That's why I can never give up, because God has a funny way of turning bad situations into good situations. He's a mysterious God, so you never know what can come out of what you're going through. You just have to keep going and try to get it right.
That's so good. My question to you would be, what was the breaking point for you and you said like you hit rock bottom? What was that moment where you decided like it's either life or death, and I'm gonna have to do something different? And just tell us a little bit about how you transitioned to where you're at now.
Yeah, I was at this hotel, and my hair was looking all crazy. I had like three braids on one side, the other side was a little afro. My eye was bigger than the other, and it was a bunch of bumps on my face. I was just looking crazy. The drugs dug me all the way down to the ground, and I exhausted all my resources. I lied to so many people and finessed so many people. It was like a boy who cried wolf. Like nobody believed me anymore. So I was just looking in the mirror, and I know how much hurt I've caused my mother and my father and people that love me. And I was broke. I was in a hotel full of roaches. And I just looked in the mirror and I just said, I can't do this no more. I looked in the mirror, I didn't recognize myself. I looked like a 40-year-old man, 40, 50 years old. So that's what did it. Just the hurt that I caused myself and other people that I really loved. That the disease of addiction had me feeling and acting like I didn't love anybody at all.
Man, I have so many questions for you because I feel like what you're sharing a lot of people can relate, and Tamika kind of touched on this, being on the other side of it, being the family member affected or the friend or the caring relative. What would you say? What was going through your mind at those times where, for maybe the person listening right now, where they feel like they're doing everything they can, they're trying to help, they're trying to soften the blow, they're trying to be there, and it feels like it's in vain. What maybe encouragement or what advice would you give to someone now as you look back and how it affected your parents going through that? What would you say to someone else who feels affected by it?
Um, I would say do research on it, because it's quick to judge someone. It's easy to judge someone without really knowing the details of the situation. A lot of people don't even know that addiction is a disease. Like it's just scientifically known, and it's only through being in certain programs and having people that's around you that's like that for you to get through it. So I say to the mother or the father or the family member that has a relative going through that, I would say just, just pray for them and find out the information that you need to find out to get them into some type of detox program or some type of facility where they can get clean, and another facility after they leave that facility for them to stay clean, because it's easy to get clean, it's harder to stay clean, and you need help and support to stay clean.
Whew, okay. Just to me, I think again, we all go through different things, and a lot of times it can be easy to be selfish in overcoming and try to like, hey, I'm worried about me and I'm just trying to get myself right. So I commend anyone. I commend you both, Tamika and Michael, for looking at ways like living your life in a way right now where it can help and inspire other people. So, what encouragement would you give to someone? Maybe they're feeling like they keep going back through that same cycle. Maybe they got clean and then they keep finding themselves struggling to get out of that cycle. What do you think would have helped you in those moments to just keep going and not give up?
Um, what helped me, I had to change people, places, and things. You keep going around the same people that you used to get high with or familiar areas where you're used to. It's like you have to get out your comfort zone, honestly, and you have to like start a whole new life. Like you really have to, and you have to love yourself enough to do that. And the people that really love you, that genuinely care for you, they'll support you. They'll root for you. The people that don't like that, they really were never for you in the first place. So it's really just changing the people you hang around, the places that you go, and the things that you do, and finding people that have experience on this so they can teach you, because it's a lot of things that I didn't know. I didn't even know that disease was an addiction. So when I found that out, it just helped me a lot because I just thought something was wrong with me.
Gosh, there's so many good nuggets there too. And I talk a lot about this, like your circle. And when people keep reminding you of your past, leave them there because we get one shot at life. And a lot of times we will put others in front of us to the point that is to your detriment. And any time that it becomes to a place where it's to your detriment, it's destroying you, to not offend someone else or to help someone else or even befriend someone else. That's when we have to ask that question, is it worth it? So, Michael, what would you say if there was that legacy that you hope to leave, that thing that you would hope anyone that comes in contact with you, that they walk away with? What are some of those life lessons that you hope to pass on?
Just don't ever give up and understand where you come from. I feel like as an African American man, from my culture, a lot of us don't know where we come from and how we got to where we are today. Like, do your history or Black history. Like, we come from kings and queens. Um, we come from royalty, and you have to know where you come from. You have to know who you are, and then you move as such. I feel like a lot of people don't know where we come from. A lot of the young boys and the young girls out here in our culture are lost. So I feel like if you have that experience and you have that knowledge, then you should share it, because some people are doing that because that's all they know. Like sometimes you have to teach somebody something else for them to move differently. I feel like, you really just have to understand that it's just not all about you. I had to understand I was selfish for 29 years of my life. I'm still selfish sometimes. It's something I'm still working on. It's just not all about you. Like, it's really about helping other people. That's what life is about.
Yes, and this is a quote. I keep thinking about this. There's a verse that's in the Bible where um, it was Jesus saying to them, "You didn't feed me, you didn't clothe me, you didn't use like listen to all these things they didn't do." All these people walking around with bumper stickers and T-shirts and hosting all these meetings, and they said, "This is my version of it," but y'all read the real version. But they basically were like, "When didn't we feed you? When didn't we do these things?" And he said, "Whatever you've done to the least of them, that's what you've done to me." And a lot of times we need people to be giving to us, or we need people to fit a certain criteria. They need to be a celebrity, or they need to be something special before we'll take time out to be a blessing to someone else. So I commend you for taking time out and being the epitome of that as well. So how can we support what you're doing, and let us know what are some of the projects and things that you have going on right now?
Yes, ma'am. I just dropped an album called Recovery 101. It's on all major streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, um, TikTok, Tidal. And it's really just about overcoming my drug addiction and what I had to do, what it put me through, and what I had to do to stay clean. Um, you can follow me on Facebook at Stephen Best, Stephen, not Steven, Stephen Best, Best. And on Instagram, Cuban Link V1, KUBANLINK V1. And all my podcasts on my Facebook page. And I just did an interview for 105.1 that's also on my Facebook page. So y'all go check it out. Check out my music. It's really nice, inspiring.
Yes, well, I commend you. So we are going to take a short break. When we come back, we are wrapping up with our final thoughts. Tamika's coming back. Michael's gonna bring some more, dropping some more nuggets and all of that in between. Don't go anywhere. Answer today's question. What would it mean for you to take a leap right now? What would it mean for you to keep moving forward? Join the conversation so that you can enter to win today's giveaway. We'll be right back. For you to soar, if you're ready to step out, I'm telling you, can transform your life in 21 days by taking the 21-day Focus Fast, and you can get that at thefocusfast.com. Welcome back. It is time for our final thoughts. I have with me our two special guests in the Be Inspired Cafe. And I just want to know from you all, what would you say? What are some of those takeaways? And even hearing each other's stories, what are some of those things that you would hope the audience will walk away with today? Let's start with you, Tamika.
I'm honestly, if you walk away with anything, I would say put you first. Save you. Because like I said, at the end of the day, who you're doing it by yourself, but you're not actually doing that alone. You have other people that support your dream, support what you're doing. Your fight does not have to be your fight. Keep pressing forward and reach out and ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. It really is.
Yes, I love that too. I was listening to a message today, and I hear this all the time, the airplane principle, where they say if you're traveling with children or elderly, put your mask on first, because then you'll be able to show up and help other people. But if we're trying to pour out from an empty cup, we can't really, show up. That's such a good point. What would you say, Michael? What's that thing that you would hope people would walk away with today from today's episode?
Never get too down on yourself, because you look at me, I've been to the lowest of the low. I've been on a deathbed. I've been high out my mind. I've been broke. I've been shot. I've been jumped. My jaw's been broke. Everything that's happened to me. And I'm here because, what's for you is for you. What God has for you is for you. And you really have to believe that and just have faith and know that you can overcome anything when you really put your mind to it and have faith in God, because I didn't do this by myself. Like it was God, and I listened. So you really have to believe and have faith, honestly.
That's so good. I'm telling you both, I just commend you. I encourage you to keep moving forward as you've already done, because so many people are being blessed by your story, by your message, and by your ability to step out. So if you had to sum it up in one word, what it means to you, maybe one sentence, when you hear keep moving forward, what does that mean to you? What would that be for you, Tamika?
That means to me, hustle hard. Go in. Go all out.
What about
I mean, I made a song, just keep going. Hard work gonna pay off. Get to it every day. Don't ever take a day off. Keep going. Just keep going.
So good, so good. So if you're watching live right now, now is the time to comment. I will be posting our winner in just a moment right here. And congratulations to those of you who have been a part of this, who have won giveaways in the past. There you go, drum roll. And moving forward, if you want to stay connected with me, you can do so across social media at Erica Empowers. If this message inspired you today, tag a friend, tell a trailblazer, because you can make a difference just by sharing today's episode. And as I'm always telling you, go out and make today amazing, because it is absolutely a choice. Take care and thank you for watching.
For more inspiration, visit us online